Nice, nice, nice. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What is up, John? Thank you for the super chat. That's cool. No message. It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, and it's Wednesday, the 5th of... It's almost 9:01. For you guys, it's 9:01 already. The 5th of November, AD 2025. I'm live on multiple platforms, as y'all probably know. YouTube primarily is my primary audience, all right? The Snake Pit and the people watching later. What's up, Everblazer? You working today? But also, of course, Rumble, the Rumble crew. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet and JLP, rating the stream. Hey, nice, guys. What's up? Shall I ban ad hominem? I don't know. Whatever. Do what you guys want. I'll let the mods on Rumble decide how to mod the Hake Snake Pit on the Rumble crew. The views expressed on Hake do not represent Hake or Bond or JLP, all right? Nor the attitudes, of course. Shout out to you guys. I was remiss yesterday in getting to your super chat, so I lied. Like I tell you every single day, or try to remember to tell you, some of the info may be false, all right? So relax. And sometimes I may be being a little bit joking, and the way I joke, you can't really tell that I'm joking. So whatever, you know? And anyway, it's not that serious. I could be wrong, or you could be wrong. You could be misunderstanding. So take everything that you hear, think, see, interpret, read, and surmise, and all that with a grain of salt. Yes, there is the truth, but most of us are far from it, right? It's crazy. So anyway, yeah, there's that. You can call in. Some of you guys are already on hold. It's true. And some of you guys I was not able to get to. I wonder what this is, this place. Is that Utah, or is it Arizona, or is it some other place in the Middle East or Africa? Or where? I don't know. But we're going to get going pretty soon here. We have Punchy TV today. That's always pretty cool, I think. Make sure that this volume is not too high. We're looking at beaches in April of 2025 Hake footage, right? This is Venice Beach. If you're watching the feed, the video here. Oh, you know what, though? Let's see. Thank you also, Frog Teeth 333, for the super chat, no message. Shout out. Thank you guys for the early super chats. That's cool. I wanted to do something a little different. I like to switch up the thingamajiggers. You know, the intro song. So let me see if I can do... No. I think this will start it. Anyway, guys, let's just get right on. All timid. With the show. Show! That looks horrible. Let me do this. The Hake Report, it's time to watch the Hake Report with James Hake every day. Working on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. Hake Report, it's the Hake Report. Time for the Hake Report today. Hake Report, time for the Hake Report. James Hake is amazing. James Hake is amazing. Thank you guys. Bye. Okay. Yo, how y'all doing? I am fine. That was Jake Hudson doing the Hake Report intro song. The Hake Report song. Thank you, Jake. Thanks, Jake. Hudson. It has 7 views, and I'm probably all 7. Come on, guys, in the world. Here. Go check out this track. Let me see. Paste this in here. Do. Nice. All right. So, sweet. Was that anticlimactic? That might not have been the best intro ever. I don't know. Maybe it was cool. Maybe it's nice. Lots of stuff going on. As you guys know, I'm wearing my mildly attractive t-shirt, by the way. Mildly attractive is one of them. It's the one with the princess on it. All right, nice. Because there's one with the girl who's waving, and that's the Teespring one, I think. And then this is an updated one with another girl. And then there's another one with no girl. Mildly attractive. Okay. If we mosey on over to the hakereport.com, we can find that the elections, Democrats won a big victory, so they think. Little do they know, when they think they're winning, they're losing. It's not right. It's not good. They're not winning. This is cope, and you better learn to cope. Are you hurting? Are you sad? Are you mad? You going to call your dad? The Democrats are not winning. And I'm shaking my head about it. Because they think that they're winning, but they're not. It's like they were all celebratory and happy. I remember when Obama got elected. And he had this speech, and people acted like they were so inspired and stuff like that. So phony. Such a cult. And he had no experience. He was a community organizer. But he had a whole team of people to wreak out havoc on the country, and a whole bunch of people propping him up, and a whole bunch of people supporting the black guy, the black liberal socialist. And that's what's happening times 10 million now. Mamdani is Obama over there in New York City. It's ridiculous. He's phony. And it's not going to be pretty. I remember when Obama first won JLP, I was listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show in 2008. And he said he's going to fail and they're going to blame racism. And he failed and they blamed racism. But when Obama was first getting into office, people were like, oh, we're in a post-racial society. Before Obama even was elected, people weren't thinking about the race issue. Normal people weren't. Only like the radicals, the blacks, the communists, the suckers. Now they have everybody brainwashed thinking about the race issue. And we were more divided after Obama than before. Just look at the polls. It's true. Even statistics back me up on this issue, on this point. So I think that's what's going to happen with the thing. Zohran is Obama. Terrible. Let me get to Greg in New York, who's on the line over here. Greg, thank you for calling and holding, sir. How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right.
Nice.
Hey, I just wanted to call in and say, I know that guy was just put in as mayor-elect or whatever, but I do want to say The first time I ever visited New York City was just like a year or two ago. I don't remember. But anyways, I had a 15-hour layover in JFK, so I decided with the 15 hours, I'd go check it out for the first time. And I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed it. I think you were one of those type of people who also like to walk around and stuff, so I really like the fact that you walk everywhere. And then I like Central Park and whatnot. But then also, this is what surprised me. So
when was this? When was this that you visited?
I want to say last year.
Okay.
I had to guess.
Nice. So are you from like upstate or something?
Correct. I'm from below Canada. I'm from Buffalo.
Nice. Although Buffalo has a lot of blacks, right?
Yeah, not only that, but
out.
I just looked at our polls in my county, and it was a majority Harris, but just by a little bit.
Okay.
During the 2024 general election, tiny bit.
Yeah.
My county's mainly conservative, though. But anyways, so basically, this is what surprised me about New York City. I couldn't believe it. We had to get back to the airport because we were in a rush, and this white couple who was so nice, unbelievably nice, gave us perfect directions. Like, take this bus here, take this train here, you'll get there. And they were very nice. So I just wanted to say, it might be a big city, it might have this mayor now, but I think there are, really nice people in there still. And I was going to ask you, do you experience that in LA where you still have, nice, respectable people there?
Definitely.
Even though it's a big city?
Yeah, of course. There are workers, people who actually work. I'm not using the communist buzzword workers. They've polluted that word so badly. But people who work, who are actually like great in Santa Monica and LA and Torrance or wherever, Manhattan Beach and elsewhere. Yeah, definitely there are people who are professional and considerate, thoughtful. And then there's, of course, like absolute just out of their mind people. Most of them,
I've been to
most of them
Santa
are
Monica
like the homeless
LA.
ones.
Yeah, that's the most of them that I interacted with.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I just wanted two quick things. Number one, I always like giving you music suggestions because I know you like music.
Yeah.
And I actually forgot my suggestion while I was on hold. So if I remember, I'll DM you or something.
That sounds good, man.
And then the final thing was, what do you think about when JLP says God is above? What do you think about that? What do you think he means by that?
Well, I don't know. I hadn't really pondered it because I was always taught that he was above,
Right. That's why I think JLP says it too. And maybe he read it in the Bible, but I'm just interested to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And if you're in China, is God below?
Are you a ball earther or a flat earther, out of curiosity?
I am not a globe star.
Oh, okay, so you're a flat earther, or you're a don't know, but you're sure it's not a globe.
Right. I'm more of a realm earther, if I had to describe what I think.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that God is. I think that God is above.
Me too.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't know if it's physically above. I hadn't really thought about it like that.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Maybe it's not physically. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe he's like spiritually above.
Yeah, but he might be physically above too. I mean, physically. I mean, he's everywhere, right? Kind of. Is it in the Bible that he's everywhere, or is that just a philosophical assumption?
I don't recall it being in the Bible, but that just might be me forgetting what I read.
Yeah, because they use these words like omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. Yeah. Omni this, omni that, all knowing, all powerful. These are like liberal, if you will, intellectual descriptions, and I don't know if that's
inconceivable as well.
Yeah, and then also like they say that you can't really, your mind can't conceive God, right? They say.
like a tesseract, like a fourth dimensional
So
object.
they're putting God in a box of their ideas, and it's
Wow.
dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think the Bible says God is not with you, not there with them, or not present with this or that, or I don't know. I feel like that might be something like that might be there. And then on top of that, not just what the Bible says, what common sense says. Isn't common sense kind of the God-given sense? Is common sense God-given sense?
I would say so.
I think so too. Interesting.
Yeah, when I hear God is above, I'm thinking what it makes me think about is the firmament, of course, because the firmament's above us and God's right above the firmament. And then also it makes me think of in the Bible in Genesis when it talks about Noah, it said that the way the flood happened was God opened the firmament. However, it also says that the water came from out of the depths of the earth. So,
right.
That's another thought.
Water came from everywhere.
Right.
I think.
I mean, God obviously did something to make it do that, but yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So, I think, where God's footstool, he's right up there, he's right above the firmament, and I think all the space propaganda and stuff is to distance us from knowing that God's just right there, he's right up there.
That's funny.
I really wish I could remember what I was going to recommend to you. It was a nice Christian song, too.
Oh, really? Is it
I tell you what, though, me calling in, I've given you, like, a lot of them, though, a lot of good ones, like Owl City, he's a Christian.
Oh, okay.
We talked about Good Time last time with Carly Rae Jepsen. Alice Cooper, of course, Christian. Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, Christian. Black Sabbath has some Christian songs. I just don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, well.
So Ozzy Osbourne was a Christian? Is that Black Sabbath?
Supposedly, I don't know for sure.
Right.
He told people that he was a Christian.
I mean, he is English. He was English. Now he's dead. He's in heaven or wherever.
And I'm sure where he came from, Liverpool, the same place the Titanic came from, I'm sure they're Christian. I think they are. Or with some other
Did you say the Titanic? You baffled me a touch. Did you say the Titanic came from Liverpool? Are you talking about?
I think so.
You mean it sailed or rode out from
Sailed.
Liverpool?
I think so. That's
the Titanic didn't have sails. Did it have sails, or was it like a steamboat or something? Or coal power.
I don't know,
but did it drive out or float out from Liverpool?
I want to say that most of the people were from Liverpool who were on the Titanic.
I had no idea about this. It never even crossed my mind where Titanic flew out from. Gonna call it flying. If you're out on the water, it kind of feels like I'm flying. Didn't that woman think that she was flying? I didn't watch the movie, but that's sort of a famous line.
I didn't watch it either, but James Cameron's awesome.
Is he? Is he alive or dead?
Oh, he's alive.
Interesting.
He made Avatar.
Oh yeah, Avatar. I watched Avatar. After they put it back in the movies a second time, like 10, 15 years ago. I watched it.
That movie's so funny.
It's like
the blue people are like liberals that love the environment.
Yeah. I started to say Pocahontas, but it's like Fern Gully.
Yeah.
Anyway. Right on, man. Well, fun talk, Greg in New York. I almost called you Gregatron. I appreciate it.
Good. I'm not black. Isn't Gregatron black?
He is indeed. The good kind.
No, I am.
He's one of the good ones.
Polish.
You're Polish? Oh, that means you're dumb.
Yes. Well, I think that's propaganda because the Polish people built a wall and have strong immigration policies. So I think it's propaganda that they're dumb. But
yeah,
I guess I'm a little dumb though.
Well, dumb people can be wise, can have common sense, and so they may be closer to their common sense than the rest of the world.
They built a wall, and then I think Trump's speech in Warsaw was the best speech he ever gave.
Awesome. Right on, man. Did you ever call yourself a Polak?
Yeah.
And is that a bad thing?
Well, there's all those jokes about it.
I know.
Like
I learned
how
Polak
many,
jokes before I even knew that what Poland was.
You ever heard the one? How many Polish people does it take to screw in a light bulb?
No, I don't think I did.
1 to hold three. 1 to hold the light bulb. 2 to turn the ladder.
Nice. See, that's kind of smart, actually. But anyway, oddly. Well, thank you again, Greg, in New York. Take care, man. Call me again.
All right, peace out.
All right.
Will do.
Yeah. Very nice. Ronnie in Ohio. I was actually thinking of you, Ronnie, because I was talking about Obama. What's up, man? Are you there?
My brother Hake, how you doing? I was on mute, my bad.
No worries. I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yeah. So that was actually why I called in. I heard you make a comparison, or you tried to make a comparison between Mamdani and Obama.
That's right. Both socialist, both foreign in mindset, and both incompetent / inexperienced. That was my.
Oh yeah, your framing abilities are terrible.
What do you mean?
So just to be clear, are you saying that we had a socialist president for 8 years?
Oh, we've had more than one, but yes, we did.
We had a socialist president for 8 years.
In Obama, yes.
Did America get destroyed?
Yes, badly. It took major hits.
Wait, taking major hits and being destroyed are two different things.
Major hits is destruction. It was destroyed.
Destruction means that it's gone, it's rubble, the Constitution doesn't exist. If we looked up the United States on a Wikipedia page, it would say 1789 through 2009, I guess is what you're saying.
I will have you know Wikipedia is fake news because it relies on fake news. So Wikipedia won't tell you the truth about the destruction that Obama wrought upon America. And America was already destroyed. That's why we voted for, not me, but that's why people voted for Obama, is because they were so blind and brainwashed. But yes, America was destroyed and rubble, and the Constitution is over. Thanks to, I mean, Obama was like an acceleration. He was definitely an accelerant to that. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I already know not to take you literally.
No, it's literal.
Hopefully other callers know not to do the same thing.
Well, the views expressed on Hake do not represent Hake or the truth or anything. But let me give you a couple of examples. Before Obama was elected, he pretended like he was against so-called same-sex marriage. JLP and Sean Hannity knew better. They knew that he was for so-called same-sex marriage. And what did he do? He evolved, and he put in the so-called Supreme Court 2 women of color. And as a result of that, plus George W. Bush's rhino Supreme Court Chief Justice, we had so-called marriage equality now. Socialist destruction of America. And then he did the Obamacare thing, which we all know was a socialist self-destruction of America. So those are 2 examples.
Okay, and I'm still in the view of your framing is terrible.
What do you mean by framing?
You're saying that it's... Okay, so let's just start with the last one. You said Obamacare is a socialist program. It's a socialist policy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so then how come, in your eyes, the greatest president of our time, how come he hasn't changed that in the first 4 years he had, or in the almost year that he's had now?
Because that famous coward and loser named John McCain put the thumbs down after claiming that he was against socialism. He was actually for socialism just because of his hatred towards our greatest president, Trump. He voted it down famously. Because, America was, like I said, already destroyed. So they voted for socialism. And Trump is a little bit of a Christian socialist communist. So he thinks that we need to replace it, repeal and replace, right? And I don't think he realizes that we don't need to replace it. We need to destroy Obamacare so that the people can rise again like the phoenix. You laughing?
Yes, this is a very entertaining conversation.
Good. Right on.
Yeah, trying to watching you try to make sense of the things that you're saying.
It's kind of like we need to get rid of. I've talked about getting rid of Hakenomics. Hakenomics. We need to get rid of that thing that you work and then you have this minimum pay floor that the governments force upon the people. If we got rid of minimum wage and allowed people the freedom to own their own stuff, then including their failure, then people would actually succeed, be allowed and able to succeed and be rewarded for their success rather than punished for their success.
What in the world?
So we wouldn't have
been Nick that I educated on minimum wage. You might be one. You might not have heard that.
I did hear it, but it wasn't convincing, man, because you don't know economics, and you definitely don't know Hakenomics. You got to listen to sensible. You need to listen to those libertarians who know that we should abolish minimum wage. The smartest economists know that we need to get rid of minimum wage entirely.
I would disagree with you from the standpoint of there are too many countries around the world that if the statement you made was true about everybody needing to get rid of minimum wage, then almost all of the countries on the face of the earth would have either been disappeared by now, or they're all doing it wrong. And Hake is right, and Thomas Sowell is right, and Milton Friedman is right, but everybody else is wrong.
They are. The crowd is never right, and all countries do fall.
Sometimes the crowd is right. Sometimes.
Never. The crowd.
Sometimes the crowd is right.
The all nations, you will notice, do fall and decline and collapse because primarily because their people get spoiled and they lose their values, which has happened in America.
I can agree with that last part.
Yeah.
And I'm usually not one that's in the crowd, but to say that the crowd is always wrong is wrong.
Well, look at you remind me of the Israelites who had no king, and they looked around at all these other nations, and they told Moses and God, "We want a king." And God is like, "You don't need a king, but since you want one, he's going to rule over you." And likewise, we don't need no minimum wage. I'm using a double negative. We don't need any minimum wage. But you look around at every developed nation on earth has socialist health care and minimum wage. And then that's an appeal to the crowd and to authority. And man is not authority. God is authority.
You can call it an appeal to the crowd. I call it just being able to observe that most nations not named North Korea have a minimum wage. So if you're saying we need to get rid of the minimum wage, I'm not saying that you think we should be more like North Korea, but you're essentially saying we should be more like North Korea.
Nice. How about the so-called same-sex marriage that Obama always supported, but he pretended not to? But JLP and Sean Hannity knew better.
I don't think that marriage should be reserved just for straight people. I think gay people should be subject to that misery as well.
But they're already subject to the same misery. It's just not called a marriage. Why would you call it a marriage?
So that if somebody's spouse is hospitalized, then if they're not a spouse, then they don't get the same rights as a spouse would. If they're just a domestic partner or they're just a boy. No, I'm talking legally from a legal aspect.
No, but you fell. No, but these are propaganda talking points, and you fell for them.
It's a fact, and you're trying to frame it as you're trying to frame it as a talking point or propaganda,
right?
Without saying that it's false or without saying admitting that it's true.
No, but that has nothing to do with what marriage actually is. You're just talking about benefits and so-called rights and crap. You just justified. You just justified a lie.
There's a difference between marriage and holy matrimony, and I agree with you. I don't think homosexual people can get married in holy matrimony, but for the sake of the law of the land and the Constitution, we shouldn't tell people that they can't get married because you're both male or you're both female.
But that's not even what a marriage is.
We can agree to disagree. I'm not here to change your mind on that. I'm just here to tell you that that's the way that the law works. It tells two people that they can enter into this contract so that if one of you gets hurt, the other one has the same rights as a husband and wife would.
That's not
and
how
I don't see why that's wrong. You can't advocate for freedom.
You don't see why society is being destroyed because of a loss of the truth?
Say that one more time.
You don't see how society is being destroyed because of a loss of the truth?
Oh, it's been like that since the inception of the United States. That didn't change when Obama signed into law that it was okay for two men to get married.
It accelerated. Obama didn't sign any such law.
So I wouldn't even say it accelerated. When Obama left office, America was better off than it was when he took office.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
Not true. The racial division, absolutely out of control. The socialist
blame
destruction.
Fox News for that. Don't blame Obama for that. Blame Fox News for that.
I mean, whatever, but you can blame Obama for it.
It's not Obama's fault. He didn't choose to be born black, and he didn't choose to run a whole lot of negative ads and divide America while he was president for 8 years.
Nor did he choose to
He didn't do that.
Nor did he choose to be an
Fox
evil.
News did that.
Nor did he.
You're holding a wrong group accountable. You're trying to blame Obama for something that Fox News and further right-wing outlets did. That's their fault.
Nor did Obama choose to be a liar, just like the liberal media is. Nor did Obama choose to be evil, but he is. And the people who supported him and the people who supported the Black Lives Matter lies are the ones who were destroying. And Fox News may not be perfect. They may be evil too because the people who know facts, the real facts, which is a lot of the people on the right, the conservatives, the so-called racists, they do fall for hating the liars. Conservatives hate liars, right? And liberals hate.
No, they don't. They love liars.
And liberals hate truth. Liberals hate facts.
It's a lot of conservatives that love liars.
And so, yes, you can say.
You know how I know? Because they keep voting for liars the same way that the liberals do.
And you can say that the people who hate the liars are following the father of lies themselves because they are hating. They're following the lie of hate and anger. So of course you can blame Fox News for being evil too, but that doesn't change the fact that Obama accelerated the destruction of America by urging people to follow the false lie of marriage being between anything other than a man and a woman. And then the phony idea of fairness and law and justification. And then you can also rightly blame Obama for encouraging the Al Sharptons and the Black Lives Matters and the fake racism crying of the liberals and the communists. He did do those things, and you're pretending that he didn't. That's a blind spot on you, Ronnie.
I'm more so pointing out that when Obama left office at the beginning of 2017, that America was better off than it was when he took office in 2009. But that's not true. But it is true.
In what sense?
In the sense that you spoke you rambled for 2 minutes after that and never addressed what got worse.
Yes, I did.
Anything got worse.
I said the racial issue got worse.
You asked me a question.
No, but you lied. You're lying now. You're lying now.
When you were lying, I didn't interrupt you.
But when did I lie?
And now I'm trying to correct them.
When did I lie?
You said Obama accelerated the destruction of America.
That's not a lie.
I'm telling you, it is. It might not be a lie, but it's completely wrong. Because as I said, Because when Obama left office in 2017, America was better off than it was when he took office in 2009.
Okay, go ahead. In what way in your mind?
Plenty ways. Let's start with unemployment.
That's not a real thing.
What's not a real thing?
That's not a measure of America being better off.
This is why it's hard to have conversations with you sometimes. Serious conversations. I like having the jestful ones where I know it might be a joke. It's really all a joke with some truth in it, but it's tough to have genuine conversations with you.
Why do you pretend that? Why do you pretend that the unemployment numbers are real?
It's tough to have conversations with you when you can't just be honest and say that the measure of a president's success can be looked at when you look at the unemployment number. It's not the end all be all, but it's a part of it.
No, has nothing to do with it, really, because it's not an honest number.
Unemployment has nothing to do with the president?
Yeah, because the unemployment numbers are dishonest.
This is why it's hard to have a conversation.
Do you want? Why not just ask me what I mean?
I know what you mean. You're saying that your argument now is you can't trust the numbers. So even if you look at unemployment, the data might not be true. So I can't go off of that.
But why not just ask me what I mean?
Hold on. Let me finish.
You didn't answer you didn't answer my question.
I can take that. I tried to answer the question. You keep interrupting me.
Why not just ask me what I mean?
I've never had to ask you a question like that ever. You usually just interject with what you mean, and you'll give an example or two, even if you're completely off base.
So that's why you're not asking me what I mean?
Right. I'm assuming that you mean that the unemployment numbers that I might be looking at might not be factual. If you're saying something else other than that, then go ahead and explain what you mean other than the unemployment data might not be accurate.
Do you know why they might not be factual?
It's irrelevant. You're trying to tell me that unemployment doesn't matter when we're talking about evaluating a president.
Do you know why they might not be factual?
Not true. It doesn't matter why they might not be factual.
You don't know
why. The point of it is irrelevant.
No, but do you know why they might not be factual?
Human error when it comes to reporting things.
Not just that.
Not just that, but there are many reasons why the numbers could be inaccurate.
Do you know one of the big numbers? Do you know one of the big reasons?
It doesn't matter if we can't agree that a president should be evaluated in part based on unemployment.
Do you know
if we don't
one of the
even
big
agree
reasons?
on that, then there's no point in discussing why the one reason or the 50 reasons why unemployment numbers might not be accurate. It's all irrelevant.
Do you know one of the big reasons why the unemployment numbers might not be relevant?
Rather than asking me that, you can go ahead and say it. It'll save time.
Have you heard of labor force participation rate?
Yes.
And did you know that the labor force participation rate stayed down or went down or whatever?
Make your point.
Did you know that?
Make your point.
No, but did you know that?
Make your point because I'm trying to see how it disproves my point.
Did you know it, though?
Make your point.
You don't want to answer whether you knew that or not?
Make your point.
You don't want to. Why don't you want to answer that, though?
Is your point dependent on how I answer a question?
No, I'm just having a conversation, though, man.
Cool, yeah. So I know that the labor participation can throw off certain numbers. I'm using the same exact numbers that everybody else.
No, but did you know that? Did you know that?
I'm using the same numbers that Donald Trump used.
That's not what I asked you.
But what you asked me has nothing to do with my point.
Did you know that the labor force participation?
What you're trying to do is you're trying to get bogged down into this and then make some point that's irrelevant and then say, I gotta go. I'm out of time. I gotta go. I spent too much time with you talking about something that you didn't bring up.
Did you know that the labor force participation rate didn't go up with Obama?
Did you know that the unemployment number got cut in half by Obama?
But I asked you one
question.
Answer
my question.
Why are you being stubborn? No, I didn't know that. Now, how about you answer my question?
Yes. So the number that the unemployment number when Obama took office was reduced in half by the time he left. Did you know that Donald Trump was the first president?
How come you steamroll?
I'm asking you. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Did you know that Donald Trump lost more jobs than he added? Did you know that Donald Trump lost more jobs than he added the first term?
Did you know that the labor force participation rate stayed down under Obama?
Did you know that racist?
He's playing a game. That's being a communist. We can't do communism here. I mean, we can, but it's just obnoxious. Gotta go, Ronnie. Gotta go. That is an example of communism. The communists like to bring up irrelevant issues, ignore and explain away huge moral and civilizational drops, such as crime and division and destruction. Blame Fox News. And you can blame Fox News, too. I guess. But please. And then to bring up something like jobs. Ridiculous. And he won't answer the question. It's shameful. William 7 is on the line over here. William, thanks for calling, sir. How you doing?
Hey, I'm all right. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Excellent. So, hey, I was listening to that conversation with Mr. Tony. Was it Tony?
No, it was Ronnie. You talking about Ronnie?
Ronnie.
Or Greg?
Yeah. Ronnie. So,
Nice.
Question. I thought the president was the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
He
That got
is
to do with the
commander-in-chief
economy.
of the armed forces.
That's point one, Mr. Ronnie.
Does that
Point
mean that
number two.
he doesn't have much to do with how well the economy is going, or what?
Right. I don't know if that's something modern that because of TV and CNN and all the news things and everyone's got a boob tube and a phone in their hand.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so I'll make a good point. So I've been working all my life and I've made this point on your show before. So Mr. Ronnie, I'll give you a very direct correlation. And granted, it's not maybe all of America, but it did affect me. Before Obama took office, my health care insurance, I had surgery and was in a hospital for two nights and 2 days. And my share was less than $1,000. Then after Obama got in and said he was going to pass health care reform, so those were the words coming out of his mouth on his campaign trail, and that we needed change. Remember that? We can change, or something about change, remember? That was the
Hope and
campaign
change.
slogan. Yeah, something like that. Well, guess what? So after that, and I had surgery again after this got passed, and so this would have been about halfway through his first term, or maybe after his first term, I had to go into surgery.
Yeah.
And I was an outpatient. I didn't even stay in the hospital. Okay. I was out in a couple hours. Guess what my cost of care was for that procedure? It was $7,000.
Wow.
So me being a working man all my life, and, so that's how it affected me. Now, if I was a lazy or somebody that showed up in this country and had nothing, yeah, I guess it would be cool because I didn't have to pay nothing. But I wound up having to pay for him with my premium being, 10 times the amount it was 10 years before that? So tell me how that's fair. Tell me how that's not socialism.
It is. It's hugely evil. You know what? Obamacare forced people to pay for, I think, trans surgeries and
oh yeah.
and
let me ask you this:
birth
do you think
control.
doctors and nurses are?
Birth control is
Yep.
not good for civilization. We have
No,
a
it's
declining population amongst, at least
That's
amongst
less workers, and guess what? Less workers, less taxes, less, and the people who are forced to have health care is going to pay more.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: here in America or any Western civilization, do you think anybody wants to take a pay cut? Do you think all the money they're spending to become doctors and lawyers and nurses you think after they go in debt, you think they're going to want to have a pay cut in yearly salary?
Those
I think
companies,
not.
those companies had to, a lot of companies, because they were forced to cover employees' so-called health insurance, they had to cut people's hours because they couldn't afford to do this socialist stuff. They couldn't afford to cover people's health, so-called health insurance. What a mess.
I know.
A lot of
So,
people
so it's big.
started
I mean,
working like part-time.
I know. And
that inflated the fake unemployment numbers, too.
Yep. So, you know, the whole, so when you really look at it, and like I said, I don't know if, what was his name, Ronnie? I don't know if he works a lot or if he's in a high-paying job or if it's a trade or if he owns his own business. But I don't see
what it is, man. He's black, and because Obama's black.
Well,
no,
yeah,
this is it.
So,
I'm telling you, I am sure of. I'm convinced of this because he's black, and because he's educated. Ronnie is educated because he reminds me so much of my former caller Joe. They're black and educated. They're into the black thing. They can't admit that Obama failed and that Trump is succeeding.
Yeah, and it's not a laughing matter. Just because you laugh because you're lighthearted and you're not, a mama, I mean, I know you laugh because you're trying to. I mean, what can we really do? Like, can one man change the country? I don't. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think that's. It takes everybody moving together, and so
thinking black.
Yeah. So anyway.
Have you noticed that all of these black rhinos, like I forget whether that Condoleezza Rice voted for Obama, but she didn't. She kind of came out against Trump, and that guy Colin Powell came out for Obama. All these black people suddenly became black in their mindset. And so they just nobody
even really knew where he came from.
And they don't
remember that was part of the thing.
To this day, we don't know where he came from.
Some say it was really, I don't know if you ever heard of this conspiracy theory, that it was actually bin Laden cleaned up and westernized, and it was a prank on the whole world. You hear that one?
That's funny, man. I know, it's because his name sounds kind of like Osama bin Laden. But it's a crazy thing. And then a lot of blacks I've noticed, will pretend to be colorblind. They'll pretend not to see the race issue. Popcorn does this all the time. He pretends to be just fair-minded and just. But really, he thinks black. He thinks in terms of his blackness. But they'll say, oh, I never mentioned race. I never mentioned racism. And a lot of blacks will avoid saying the word racism. But that's what they're implying. That's what's in their mind. And they will project that onto you and think you just hate Obama because he's black.
Hake, I believe, because my first interaction with them was when I was in the military, because I came from a town that really didn't
black
have
Americans?
Any. Yeah. But, yeah. And it seemed like they always had an attitude of entitlement, like they deserved something. It just had it was like the spirit of entitlement.
Yeah.
Is how I would honestly describe it.
And they overestimate how smart they are. They think they're smarter than you. It reminds me so much of this Michelle Obama clip I played earlier this week, where she didn't have the grades or the test scores, SAT scores, to get into Princeton or wherever she went, Stanford or Princeton or wherever. And once she went there and she's like, oh, I don't belong here. And then she looked around and she judged her fellow students as not very smart, some of them. When in reality, they may have been smarter than her, but because she had this pompous attitude and mindset, she thought she was smarter than them.
Yeah, but you don't forget, we're talking about academia, and I mean, some of us believe that the education system and the curriculum's of Satan anyways, and why would I want to be knowledgeable about the things of Satan? And maybe that's what she meant. Maybe she lost her way, and maybe she didn't. Who knows?
No, she definitely did.
I'm not going to judge her. I'm not going to judge her or him. That's they're not my life.
No, but the thing is, the point is, when you're a prideful person, you judge yourself as better or worse, smarter or dumber than other people. You have you're strong.
Just be careful.
This is everybody,
you know?
because you're strong before the weak and weak before the
So
strong.
are you judging? So are you judging?
Who, me?
Yes.
Maybe so, but my point remains. You're either strong before you're weak, before the weak. You know what I mean?
Right,
Strong before the weak, you're looking down on people. Or you're weak before the strong,
like,
you're subservient, and this person can do no
so
wrong.
So like the Pharisee, you turn into the oppressor. The oppressed becomes the oppressor.
Yeah, and that's why the victims become perpetrators.
Yeah, and that's why all nations fall, even Israel. So so all I'm saying is, the Bible says be careful how you judge, not don't judge.
No, it says don't judge too.
Probably out of context.
No, it literally says don't judge.
It may say that, but you got to read the context.
No, I know. I read. I know, but you're saying it doesn't say don't judge, but it also says don't judge.
Don't argue. Because
I'm not arguing. I'm just pointing out. Okay, I am arguing, but it literally says don't judge.
So are you aware of when Paul says, "Don't you know that you're going to judge angels one day"?
Yes, I'm aware.
I think that's in the book of Romans.
Yes, I'm aware.
So if we're going to judge angels, then that means we're going to grow and basically we're going to be glorified and we're going to be wise because God brought us up and in the spirit and not by man, and we will be able to judge angels. So that's kind of impressive, and yet people tend to forget that. So that's all I'm saying is just be careful how you judge, because it will be measured back to you. God is a God. You reap what you sow, and there is karma. And I say when we do judge, because we're supposed to, like if I'm wrong about something,
I disclaim the notion of karma.
Oh, you're scared of that word because
stick with you reap what you
karma
sow.
Karma, but that's just one word. It's a word that means a phrase. You reap what you sow. Don't be all scared. It's not the N word. It's the K word. Don't be scared of the K word.
I prefer the N word over the K word.
All right, man. This is not a laughing matter, Hake.
Yeah,
I gotta go. But hey,
right.
So the reason why I called was the Bible does say God is everywhere. King David talks about it in the Psalms 139, 7 through 12. Where can I go, God, that you are not there? Whether I ascend to the highest of the heavens, there you are. If I go and make my bed in hell, there you are. And if I something like that,
nice.
Right? I don't know.
Right.
But Hake, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I do believe you're a godly man, and so shout out to all the godly people out there who are trying. You just can't make people see.
Indeed.
God's got I think, and that's why we pray without ceasing, because only when God makes the scales fall from someone's eyes, both spiritual and sometimes practical, because there are people on this earth that, you think they would figure out life. It's not difficult, but then they claim they don't understand, yet you're always helping them out. So that's why I think a lazy man it's a sin to be slothful. And the Bible talks about that. If you don't work, you won't eat. You shouldn't eat.
Right.
You should do something. You should be able to, I'd be willing, if that's the only job I had, I'd walk down the freeway and pick up trash. I'd be mad at people littering because you shouldn't litter, because it's a shame you have to do something that shouldn't have to be done. But, that's why there's signs that say, no littering, fine $2,000. You remember when
is
$2,000
it 2,000? It was
1,000.
Fine of up to $1,000. Up to $1,000 fine.
Well, I remember I was a young man when that came out, and $2,000 today or even $1,000 today is not the same as $1,000 40 years ago. You got to admit that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, all right, man. So shout out to Derek. Shout out to who else, man? Who's good?
I got your
shout
point.
out to my boy.
Shout out to
what's his name? The one where we had a conversation. It wasn't a debate. Anthony. In SoCal.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and my friend who's not a bald tart in Northern California that called earlier. Maybe it was the JLP show.
Nice.
Rob?
Yep, that's
Shout
right.
Shout out to him, man. All right. Peace out, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye. And Jaime. Oh, before I go to Jaime, Matthew 7, 1 through 6. judge not, that ye be not judged. For with the judgment you judge, you shall be judged, and with what measure you mete, it shall be measured to you again. When you mete out judgment. And why beholdest thou the mote that's in your brother's eye, but considereth not the beam in your own eye? Or how will you say to your brother, I'm translating the Old English, okay? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull the mote out of thine eye, mote being a speck, I guess, and behold a beam, a big old log that's machined, though, beam, is in your own eye, thou hypocrite, thou being you. You hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine, meaning your own eye, then shall you clearly see to cast out the mote out of your brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you, meaning rip you to pieces. Indeed. You guys preaching? What a mess. Preaching to people out of order. You obviously don't want it. Nice. Nice passage. That's from Jesus, according to Matthew, in the King James Version Bible. Sweet. Let me get to Jaime, if I can find him. Lines are full, guys. Out of Minnesota. Jaime, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Hake?
Going well. Thank you, man.
You see how Paul disagrees with Jesus? People who listen to Paul do it at their own detriment.
Paul, I'm not a Paul denier. That's not a contradiction. It's a because the same word can mean different things. But people say the Bible says to judge righteously, right? And it does. But it also does literally say do not judge. So what does one word mean versus the other word?
Yeah, tomato, potato, right?
No, tomato, tomato.
No, tomato, potato.
But
hey,
same word.
Poor Ronnie, poor guy.
Why do you say that?
The ACA, the way that they sold it was supposed to make things go down. The way that they implemented it made everything go up.
Yeah.
The cost. But they subsidized it, and they continually subsidized it more and more. And so while Americans thought that their prices were staying the same or going down, the cost was going up, and the government was paying for it.
Yeah.
So,
subsidies. Subsidies increase the costs and the price.
Yep, subsidizing did that.
Yep.
And they want to subsidize it more for more people, which means the illegal immigrants.
And they subsidize evil things like the gay agenda and the transgender agenda and the abortion and birth control agendas. Those are all evil things. Those should not be subsidized.
The way that I believe that they got around the federal government was to give it to the state governments to implement it. So like you and I, we're in different states. We can't go through the same store to get the same insurance. I got to go through my states. You go through yours. What is it called? Medi-Cal?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. You go to that store, and I can't go to that store. So it's more expensive. Now,
they want
Obama,
what the aim was to just have the government handling all of the so-called health care in the end, because that's what's going to, when they got rid of Trump got rid of an important thing called the individual mandate, forcing everybody to get it. Some of the states still force everybody to get it. But with the individual mandate and the thing where you can't deny people based on pre-existing conditions, that's going to destroy companies because pre-existing conditions are endlessly costly in some cases, to exaggerate. And that's going to sink some companies, and then the government's going to be the only thing left because the government is the last thing to go out of business.
Right. And so the way that they solved that, Ronnie's precious Democrats, is they just threw more money at it. The government will pay for it. The government will pay for it.
What a mess, huh?
Well, they tax the people, and the people don't want to do that no more. At least the Republicans don't, because they look at the numbers. I'm sure some Democrats probably do. But when you look at the numbers, it doesn't, there's no money for it. There's just no money for it.
Yeah.
But Trump, he's figured it out,
How
He's figured
so?
out that the medication that people are taking,
Yep.
America pays the top most
Through the nose.
for it.
That's true.
And
we're basically subsidizing the
countries-
world, huh?
Other countries pay way less because their governments take care of their people in that way.
Ah.
And so the insurance companies or the pharmacy companies had to figure something out. And seeing as you got Democrats in there and rhinos, like you say, that will just pay, they overcharged America, undercharged these other countries.
Yeah.
And that's why your Republican healthcare crisis is so bad. That's what
That's a good point.
Hakeem Jeffrey Dahmer says, or Hakeem Jeffries says, is a Republican healthcare crisis.
Oh,
Well,
that's
it's
ridiculous.
Obamacare.
Yeah.
It's Obamacare.
Obamacare was
Every
built to
Republican-
fail, I heard.
Every
It was
Republican
designed to fail.
said no to the Obamacare.
Right.
But you see, this pharmaceutical thing, the prices those things were hidden. Nobody knew where it came from, and now they figured it out.
Wow.
And now, you got Trump RX.
So our high prices, offsetting the low prices that they were selling to these other countries, I mean?
Yeah, Europe.
Wow.
All your favorite friends.
Trump knows how to make good deals, and he pays attention to costs and how much we're spending. He's not he even made I heard that he even built the how we moved the embassy from evil Tel Aviv to beautiful godly Jerusalem in Israel. I heard we did that on the cheap. I heard that we saved billions of dollars because it was good. It was projected to cost like billions of dollars or something like that to build a new thing. And he's like, wait, let's just grab this building and do this. And according to some speech that I saw him give, he did that. Nice. He's always looking out for the spending and bringing the spending down rather than exploding. I mean, he did explode the spending, but he's always been smart about the spending as opposed to evil about the spending.
Right. I was listening to Dr. Oz and John F. Kennedy.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.?
Yeah, RFK. They were giving a little speech about these prohibitive prices and how it all worked. They broke it down. And they said that a lot of these cancer treatments, sickle cell anemia or sickle cell treatments would cost millions of dollars because of the way that they were patented and the way that the FDA goes about regulating new ones. They call them similar ones that would be cheaper. Kind of like your medication, your pills, your acetaminophen, they have generics.
Yeah. Right.
And they're a lot cheaper instead of the name brand stuff.
Yeah.
The same thing was going on with these, very expensive, very necessary treatments, like the sickle cell. They can cure that.
Really?
Yeah. That's what the guy said. But because of the patents...
There's a guy who has cancer, Scott Adams, who is getting personal attention from the president and his team. Scott Adams. You heard about that?
Right. I have not.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But so the Democrats, hopefully Ronnie's listening, their idea for solving this ACA healthcare thing is to throw more money at it.
Right.
Give it more money. And that's always been their idea.
Yeah, like
Give it more
education.
money.
We
Trump-
spend so much money on education. Let me just make this quick point, and then you continue with Trump. We spend so much money on education, and the education quality has gotten worse because it's smart spending and actually thinking like a man rather than thinking like a socialist, communist woman propagandist in terms of teaching and educating the people. Go ahead. You were saying Trump?
Yeah, Trump and his mostly smart white men in his group, his crew, found out the answer of why these things were so expensive. And they're bringing in all the pharmacy companies to make their stuff here and changing the regulations for all these other treatments so that generics can come out and bring the prices down. He
Nice.
solved the issue. Him and his guys.
Yeah.
They solved the issue.
Remember, he did the right to
Now-
try. You have a right to try on some of these experimental things.
Now, with all those prices going down, the government won't have to pay as much, which will make guys like me, you, and probably Ronnie, he's a working man,
Yeah.
pay less taxes.
Nice.
So there's the solution.
Yeah.
Obama and the Democrats made the problem. This guy's found the solution,
Yeah.
and he's already implementing it. So now with these Democrats, they want all this stuff back. They want to strip the big beautiful bill
Yeah.
away, and that ain't going to happen. You know, they just
True.
passed that.
That's
So,
wild, man.
But congratulations to Mamdani. Shout out to the Democrats.
Yeah. Enjoy your
they-
self-destruction. Watch your
they-
back
they
out
got
there. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be crime-ridden, like it already is dangerous and crime-ridden. And the people hate you badly with a violent hatred, and it includes even the top cops. For example, the state of Virginia. You know, he fantasized, according to reports, about a fatal harm coming upon a political opponent's children, so that the political opponent supports so-called a violation of the Second Amendment or something. So they watch out, but yeah, enjoy your hell, Democrats.
And, you know, maybe it'll work out. Who knows?
Right. You know, the people succeed even in the face of men succeed even in the face of oppression. You know, Pharaoh tried to oppress the Israelites in the Bible and keep them off to one corner, like he made a ghetto for them. But that ghetto didn't turn ghetto. That ghetto thrived in Egypt. And so too, men thrive when Obama is trying to oppress them, when whoever is trying to oppress them. So in spite of Obama, you can, and Mamdani and all these other evil people, you can still live a great life.
Right. And let me tell you where this whole problem started bad. It's when women were able to get bank accounts and start investing in financial institutions. This whole thing has to do, the only power, the power of it, the thing that makes this locomotion go is money. Now, if you save up $10 million over your lifetime, that principal gains interest. And with that interest, you can do some politics. You can print some flyers. You can pay a Mamdani or an Obama, somebody who's coming out of nowhere. You
Yeah.
can put a lot behind them. And the Democrats are smart for that. You know, fresh face, young person, a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, you know, what are these Republicans doing putting crusty old guys up there, huh? You got to put a nice fresh-faced person if you want to, you know. But
yeah.
the point is if you want to do anything political, you got to have money, and you can't have it to spend. You got to save your principal so that you can use your interest instead. And that's what the women did. That's what the Muslims are doing. That's what everybody who's in politics. 90% of politicians have some sort of principle, whether it's in their family. You were talking about Pritzker and the Hyatt wealth.
Yeah, J.B. Pritzker is a billionaire, and he's from the Hyatt owning family.
It's not his money. It's his family's money.
True.
Those people, those Pritzkers, and
he doesn't have that brilliant.
Hyatt,
he has some brilliance, though. He's got to be somewhat smart, though. He's invested in things, right?
Right, and when you do estate planning,
he is Jewish. He's got to be smart. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. when you're doing estate planning, you can have it so that only blood can touch it or get the interest. You can have it, all kinds of different ways. And of course, you're going to educate your family, and that's kind of what happened. Is you can't touch the principal. You can only touch the interest, or it can only come to you if you're doing certain things.
Oh, true.
Otherwise, even if you're family, you don't get to touch it.
That's another thing. When you are restricted, sometimes that's better for you, and that makes you succeed better, even though rules are against freedom. Rules kind of violate freedom, but when your freedoms are violated, you get more creative. You have these restrictions, though you shouldn't have them. You get more creative, like with YouTube. I've had to get a little bit creative, and other people have gotten even more creative and succeeded even despite the oppression of communist YouTube rules.
So they can do it, but people can do it too.
Yeah.
I mean, you spend less than you make, you create a principle, and you don't touch it for, you reinvest it
wisely.
And then 50 years from now, the Republicans can come back.
If we make it. Thank you, Jaime. I got to run, man. Great talking with you.
Right.
I appreciate your wisdom. Bye. All right. Okay. Super chats, and then I'll get to your calls, okay? There's one line open. Oh, you know what? No. I got to get to calls and then super chats. I know that I'm remiss in the supers, but, what's his name? Steven. I had to cut him short, from Maryland. Okay. Steven in Maryland is on the line here. Steven, thanks for calling and holding, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Hey.
How's everything?
All is well. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great.
How about you?
Well, I'm still moving. I just say, still moving.
Moving with, do you have pain? Do you have physical pain every day?
No.
Nice. Go ahead.
No arthritis, no arthritis, and no rheuma.
No rheumatoid, no arthritis.
That's right. I don't have either one of them.
Good.
Thanks to Uncle Sam.
Guy,
first of all, let me stop with that guy talking about act like I'm privileged because I was in the military. Is that what he said?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I forget who even said that.
I think it was the last guy, Jaime.
Jaime?
No, it wasn't Jaime. It was a guy from California, William.
William 7?
Yeah, William 7. He said we act like we're privileged or think we're privileged.
I forget what prompted that. I know you are black, though, and a lot of black people feel like, something or other, I didn't get my job back. I don't think it was William 7 who would have said that. He doesn't tend to attack people.
He said it.
Okay,
he
maybe.
Was upset.
So, I don't know. I can't picture William 7 being upset, at least not directly with you, unless you in the heat of the moment with you. But whatever. So, yeah, because you didn't get your air traffic controller job back or something like that.
That's right. I did not grab somebody in the collar and say, give me this job because I'm privileged. I took the test like everybody else. I went through everything. Let's get that though. I'm gonna talk
so
about
you don't have you don't have a I deserve entitled attitude?
No, sir.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you don't strike me as having that. Although you do have a little bit of this black mindset to you. Quite a bit of it, actually.
Well, I have to. I'm black. What's
No,
wrong
you
with me?
don't. You don't have to
I
think
can't.
black just
I
because
don't
you're
have to
black.
act white. I'm not going to act white like Jesse Lee
I didn't ask.
Peterson. He
Jesse
thinks he's
doesn't
white.
act white. He acts quite black, but he doesn't think black.
No.
Well, he doesn't
said
act
right
like
away,
a dark. He doesn't have that dark, angry, evil, intellectual, arrogant attitude that you guys have a lot of the time. And he doesn't like have a victim attitude, and he doesn't.
We're arrogant.
Yeah, big.
You
Well,
white guys are the
not
most
you
arrogant people on
necessarily.
earth.
You're a little bit arrogant, but I'm not thinking about you when I'm thinking about the arrogance. I'm thinking of tinking. I'm thinking about just the typical, where they just get puffed up and defensive and chip on their shoulder and attitude and pride and, huh?
You mean offensive? We go on offense.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. But anyway, I want to talk about that anyway. I want to talk about this guy says his wife makes $125,000 as a physical therapist, and he was making $50,000 whatever he was doing, right?
Okay.
So he quit his $50,000 job and sit home with the babies.
Are you
Right?
referring to a caller on the Jesse Lee Peterson show?
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. So he wants his wife to stop making $125,000, let her sit home, and he go back to work making $50,000, and he has 4 kids. Does that make sense?
It may, in terms of the principle of things, I think that it may make sense. I get that it's a lot tougher in terms of finance, but sometimes you do the harder thing because it's right. And
Is this a capitalist country or what? What is this, a capitalist country, right?
No, it's not. It's not really. It's commie capitalist. We have a commie
ain't no
capitalist
commie.
country.
Ain't no commie. No.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, huh? Do you know what I mean by commie capitalist?
Yeah, no, what is it?
It means the government is involved in messing up the capitalist economy. And so you have these corporations in bed with the government and the government making these evil communist rules like minimum wage and mess like that and over-regulation. So, and a whole lot of people have this entitled mentality of, I should get a livable wage, a living wage, and dumb ideas like
How
that.
you gonna live if you don't get a livable wage?
You'll find a way.
How?
By
You tell
working
me.
2 or 3 jobs.
I ain't working no 2 or 3 jobs. You nuts.
Jamaicans do it.
That's Jamaican. I ain't doing it.
Jamaicans do it. I'm not
I'm
saying
doing
you
my-
have to get it. You're already done
I'm doing-
living, man. I mean, you're already sitting pretty, right?
That's right.
So
I did my 8. I did my 8 every day.
you did only 8 hours a day?
Yeah.
What?
I'm in the military. We did our 8.
Communism.
Came home. Okay.
Veterans.
But
I shake
anyway.
my head. Did you ever put longer than 8 hours, though? You must have done it longer than 8 hours sometimes.
Yeah, I've done longer than 8 hours.
Did you ever do like 10, 12 hours,
I've done
14?
10. I've done 10, 12.
But you primarily only did 8?
Primary is 8.
Well, I mean, the government likes to spoil people.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, getting back to that dumb guy.
I think people who
There's no
work for the
way-
government shouldn't get to vote.
Say what?
People who work for the government shouldn't get to vote
Why? No.
because all they ever do is vote for more government so that they get more money. Roo, 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 roo.
My dog.
That's a cute dog.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do a
That's
problem.
an alpha dog.
Yeah, that's the alpha dog. He eats you up.
Nice.
Yeah, but to get that guy, it's nowhere in the world. I would go back, first of all, and work too, and have $175,000 coming to my house. This is America. Make that money. See, that's what happened in Europe. Europe don't have a minimum wage. That's why you got all them poor countries over there.
You said
Hello?
Europe doesn't have a minimum wage?
No. That's why all them poor. Why you think all them Europeans coming over here?
Europeans?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if anything that you just said is true.
The Irish. Remember the Irish coming over? The Italians.
Oh,
all
back in the day.
Back in the day, down whenever they came.
I don't
over
think
here.
they come to this day.
They still coming. Poland is still poor. All them poor.
What type of dog is that? People probably wondering.
It's a Bernard Poodle. Bernard Poodle.
Oh, I'm sorry, I called it.
It's
Like a Saint Bernard poodle mix?
Yeah, it's half Saint Bernard and a half poodle.
Wow. So is it big poodle dog?
Yes.
Not like a little itty bitty poodle thing.
No. I feel sorry for that poodle.
Is he brown?
You know. No, he's black and white.
Okay.
He's
and
integrated. He's integrated.
Is he in the house?
Yeah, he's sitting right beside me.
Nice.
I'm gonna get rid of her right now, though, so I don't hear all this noise.
This is the first I've ever heard your dog. I didn't even know you had a dog. That's cool, man. Dog is so cute. That's even cuter than a baby.
I have 4 of them. So
4 babies?
Yeah, 4.
So you agree with me that your dog is cuter than any of your babies?
Sure, some of them.
Yeah.
They just babies.
Not to be anti-baby.
Anyway.
We're pro-baby. We're not for birth control here. We're not Obama.
You're not for birth control?
No.
No,
Why
not?
I agree with God and Catholics that men and women, if they're going to have the S, they may as well have the children that come with the S, because otherwise
How many do you have?
Well, I don't have S. I don't disclose whether I have the S, so I don't disclose whether I have the children. So anyway, we love dogs and babies here on the Hake Report. We're white.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to know why that guy. I still want to know why that guy. Why don't both of them go to work?
You know, because it's not good. You end up having to pay a whole bunch of money. The guy's going to have to, if they both worked, he'd probably spend $50,000 on so-called child care. You know, it doesn't make sense. Unless she works from home or something, or he works from home, but let him live his life and learn. You might be right. He might be setting himself up for some rough times, but maybe it's worth it.
I don't know, because I had a whole lot of times I was home with them 4 babies. I don't blame women. If I was a woman and had to sit home with 4 infants, I would lose my mind, because I was there with mine.
That's because you have a crazy. That's because you have a crazy woman mindset.
Yeah, okay.
If you had an alpha woman mindset, you would be at perfect peace, even as these 4 monsters are tearing up your house.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
One be running one way.
My mother wasn't that crazy, and she had 5 of us, or 4 of us, and then the 5th one later.
And I got an infant too.
Of course, we were pretty well-behaved white kids. We weren't out of control black and Nazi kids.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Because that's what your kids were, right? Were your kids pretty out of control, black and German?
I'm on the phone.
Alpha.
I'm on the phone. I just opened the door. Okay.
Well,
my son just rolled in.
Right on, man. Well, it's good to hear from you, Stephen.
That's
Finish
why
your point if you
turn on like that. But anyway, what do you think about that? Because I was home with them 4 kids one time. One was 1 year old. I had a set of twins that was 3, and my oldest boy was 5.
Nice.
She worked for a whole year.
And you stayed home for a year.
Baby. Yeah, she stayed home for the year after she had the baby. Then she went back to work.
And then you stayed home.
That means, then I was, we had arranged so a parent would always be there.
Nice.
Right. So
especially when they're small. When they get to like 10, 12, I don't know what the legal age is that you can leave the kid alone, but 8, 7, you can leave them home alone if the laws allow it. I don't know the laws. I disclaim the views expressed here. Don't trust Hake, okay? But, they can take care of themselves and each other.
I don't know, but
I know.
anyway.
I know from experience.
How you know?
Because I was a kid,
right.
and I took care of, and I was taken care of, and we all took care of ourselves. We didn't need anything. You don't need much.
You did when you were small.
When you're small, yeah, but when you're not that small anymore, you're like 6, 7. You can.
Well, I was there when they were small, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Well, none of them in school. I had all 4 of them.
Nice.
Can you imagine a woman there all day, 24/7?
Yeah.
Like you and Jesse want them to stay home with the kids and the father go out and work, right?
Well, just until they're like 3, and then they can take care of themselves and stuff like that.
No.
The father
You got to watch a kid at 3. No.
A 3-year-old, they're fine. The father can take away the kid from the mother.
And another thing too, in all God's infinite wisdom, why would if the woman is so evil, why would he put the woman over the children?
So that she can take care of them and meanwhile ruin them, and so that they can be born in sin. It's the curse. It's part of the curse. The men got to by the sweat of their brow, and then the man will rule this by the sweat of the man's brow. He'll eat, and the man will rule over the woman. The woman is ruled over by the man. It's part of the curse. You might as well accept the curse. It's better for you. And then the kid has to be cursed with these evil parents. It's just the part of the curse. You accept the curse and you forgive them, and that's part of life since the fall of man. You can't explain.
You can't explain that.
What?
I don't care how long you talk or how much you talk. You cannot explain that.
What?
If somebody's evil,
are you
like
atheist?
No.
Well, then, what's your explanation for why women are so evil?
I don't know. That's what I said. I don't know what all this is.
But you agree that mothers are evil and the kids turn evil.
No, that's what you say.
Oh.
No, they're not evil.
Oh, they're not evil?
I'm just saying.
You don't agree that people
all women are evil.
Don't you notice that people are evil?
Some are, some aren't.
How are some not evil?
You're not born evil.
That's like, you know how Ronnie was blaming Fox News for the division in the country? Because Fox News, they are evil. Yeah, of course. They have the women in charge now and kicking out. They're anti-racist. They believe that racism is real.
Charge?
It's evil. It's out of order.
But
anyway, the point is everybody is evil. Yes. Oh, Fox News is evil. But so too, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to pretend that Obama was not evil. Like, he's off the deep end evil. He was for abortion, same-sex marriage, women getting paid. It just seems off to me to kill a baby because you're, selfish.
It's not a baby; it's a fetus.
Well, whatever. It still seems off to kill a
fetus. It
fetus.
Can't live without that woman in the womb.
Exactly. That doesn't mean that you should kill it. It just seems a little wrong. Shout out to the women who do it. Shout out to the men who want the women to do it. There's sometimes men who wanted the women to do it.
It's not a lyrical thing what they call it. What I say is abortion is up to 3 months. After 3 months, no more abortions.
Well, that's sort of arbitrary. You're kind of dehumanizing the unborn babies or fetuses, or you're kind of dehumanizing. But it's still a human being. Like, you're still dehumanizing it.
It's not a human being.
Yeah, it's a developing human. It is a human being. It's human. In the world, you're dehumanizing it. That's Nazi talk. No wonder you married a German woman.
Yeah, she's a whip, boy, I tell you. She was all right. She was pretty, though. She was nice.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure.
I adored that woman. Yeah, I didn't cheat on anything. For 63 years I had her.
Of course.
But anyway, that's my thing. I'm landing my plane on that, and I'm going to leave you with that.
Sounds good, man.
Now, that guy's an idiot for telling his wife to come home and he go back to work and make $50,000. That don't make sense.
He may be, but it's his life.
That almost fell off his chair. I could hear him there falling off his chair when that man said that. He probably did too.
I didn't think
I
much
know
about
you
it.
did. You was
I
laughing.
wasn't
You
really
was
paying
laughing
much
your head
attention.
off.
I didn't hear her income versus his. 50 grand is not bad depending on where you're living. It's fine.
With 4 children, I
Yeah.
don't care where you living. And tell Ricky, ain't nobody going down south. Ain't nobody going down there. The people from south is going north. There ain't nobody going down south unless they retired.
Well, people are moving
Or
back
going down
down
for
south.
entertainment. They must be going down there for entertainment.
No, I mean, a lot of
black.
black Americans left the, is Anchor Baby scheduled? Let me check. A lot of black Americans left, yeah, he's scheduled. Left, for example, Los Angeles and went back to the South.
They left Los Angeles.
Yeah, because, the Latinos took over this area and made
I
it.
know they didn't go back down south. If they left from down there in the first place and going back.
Yeah, they did.
No.
It's a fact, man. Look it up.
Ain't no jobs down south. What they do?
I don't know.
Go back to pulling peanuts and picking cotton? What they do?
Beats me.
Okay.
I got to
All
run,
right.
man.
I'm done. Okay. Talk to you later.
All right. That man is, I believe, 88 years old. That's fun. Okay, so quickly, let me get to Mitt in Australia. Mitt with 1 T, I believe. How you doing, sir?
Hey, let me take you off speaker, mate. Put you to me.
Good to
How
hear
are
from
you, my
you.
brother? Very political charged conversation we're having this morning, or
You think so?
this morning for you. It's the sun's just coming up here in Australia. It's about 4 or 5 in the morning.
Nice.
I think about 5 something in the morning. But I just wanted to have a light-hearted conversation about the moon with you, because I heard you earlier in the day in the JLP show say something about the moon, and my mum called me up and she said, "Son, you got to go out. This is like at 8 o'clock, like last night or about 6 hours ago." And she said, "Go outside, like it's a full moon." And she said it's called a beaver's moon. I said, why I get the full moon, but why do they call it a beaver's moon, Mum? And she was telling me something about how it's winter over in America, and I don't know, you can back this up. Hey, you're in America, I'm down in Australia. But she was saying that the beavers, it had something to do with the beavers, and the beavers do something at this time of the year, and that's why it's called a beaver's moon. But it was one of the biggest, fullest full moons that we've ever seen, and it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
It's called I believe November. There's a supermoon, right? What's a supermoon? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. I just know Mum called me about 6-8 hours ago, and she said, "You got to go outside and have a look at the moon tonight." And it was she called it a beaver's moon.
Yeah,
and
Beaver Moon is the November full moon. The Beaver Moon. Hold up. Hey.
You
Beaver
tell me,
Moon.
because
Oh no, I think I have a error going on in my evil computer. It's trying to force me to. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to release you from the whole political thing and have
I
a
appreciate that.
light-hearted, like, g'day and how you going, and love from Australia, and, I never listened to the Anchor Baby or whoever he is. I love you and I love JLP. And
Whoa,
you know that,
really? You don't listen to Anchor
yeah,
Baby?
I got no love for the Anchor Baby. I'm sorry, bro. I've got no time.
I'm shocked.
Going to bed, like,
Oh,
I
that's
stay
why.
up.
That's only
Yeah,
because you
well,
got to go to bed. Is that why?
Not really. I really, even if I was staying awake, I'd probably watch something else. I love you and I love JLP.
Wow.
That's where my love stops.
Okay,
I
well.
don't know.
All right, well.
It's just
hey,
the way I feel.
To each his own. Right on, man.
That's it. Hey, I'm going to let you get back to the rest of the show. Hey, I love you. I just wanted to say one last thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what it spells, but if you rearrange the letters of ginger, it's like rap slang, but, you can figure it out yourself without me having to get banned from having to say the word myself.
I appreciate it,
but,
man.
Love you lots. Get out and love from Australia, and I have a beautiful rest of the show. I'll be listening.
Sounds good, sir. Take care. Appreciate that.
All right, take care. Hake.
All right. The Beaver Moon is the name for November's full moon. Beaver Moon. Named because beavers are busy building dams and lodges before winter, at least in the northern hemisphere. But Mitt is in the southern hemisphere in Australia. What is this with this northern hemisphere supremacy? Are there even beavers down in the southern hemisphere? There are. The southern hemisphere only has marsupials. Is that right? Pocket stomach animals? I don't know. It was historically the time set to set beaver traps for their pelts. This year's full moon, also a supermoon, making it appear larger and brighter, and will be the best viewed in the evening of November 5th, 2025 AD. Our other traditional names for this full moon, including the digging moon and the frost moon. Interesting. So supermoon, let's find out. That's from far left Google AI. Supermoon defined. Here, watch this. The phenomenon whereby the moon appears particularly large, I shouldn't have done that, in the sky owing to the coincidence of its closest approach to the Earth, the perigee, whatever, with a full or new moon. Because, you know, if you check this out, is this my drawing thing? I think so. Okay, so here's Earth, all big. And then here's the moon, pretty small, but it goes around like this, something like that, right? That's the that's the path around the Earth, something to this effect, right? Hopefully, I'm not drawing something bad or dirty or something. And so the moon is sometimes just a little crescent, and then sometimes it's a half moon, and then sometimes it's a full moon. And sometimes the full moon is way out here, and it looks further away, and sometimes it's up close here, and then so it looks bigger. And when it's closer to the horizon, it appears bigger too. So when it's close, it's called a supermoon. And what about when it's 2 full moons in a month? ? That's called a blue moon. The second one is called a blue moon, and that does happen. Because the lunar cycle is every 29.5 days, which is shorter than most months, all right? So you're not going to see a blue moon in February, apparently, unless you get an extra half a day some way by an act of God. You like my drawing skills? I took art in college. All right, so I got to get to these super chats because I'm so remiss. It's ridiculous. And then I will get to your calls. I hope and pray. All right, I really do. Okay, so of course there is this. No, this. Where am I? Here, if I go to history. If I go to youtube.com/the Hake report/live, then I'll see you guys, right? Nice. And then I can go to here and see the fan funding. And you see Terry says, remember the 5th of November. Very nice. Thank you, Terry. Supers. Explosion emoji. Nice. Thanks, Terry. By the way, congratulations. Well, what's his name? Said, oh, so this is not a reference to Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? It has to do with Guy Fawkes and V for Vendetta and stuff like that? Oh. So is this communism? Guy Fawkes night. Hopefully that's not a bad word. Fawkes, right? That's that evil anonymous mask thing. Guy Fawkes Night, Bonfire Night, Fireworks Night, annual commemoration observed 5th of November, primarily in Great Britain, involving bonfires, fireworks displays, begins with 5th of November, 1605, OS. What's OS? Is that anti-Christian propaganda? Old style, new style. Dating systems. Anyway, when Guy Fawkes, a member of the Gunpowder Plot, Guido Fawkes, Guido's a nice name, that's cool, arrested guarding explosives, plotters placed between the House of Lords, the Catholic plotters intended to assassinate the Protestant King James I and his parliament. Celebrating the king had survived, people lit bonfires around London. Months later, observance of the 5th of November Act mandated annual public day of thanksgiving for the plot's failure. Gunpowder Treason Day. Wow, I don't know anything about this. I never watched V for Vendetta. I always hated that Guy Fawkes mask. And I always thought it looked ugly. It may be like anti-whiteism in me. Windsor Castle, festivities. Huh, I'll have to learn a little bit later. Because I don't have time to learn right now. Why is it all off to the side? Anyway, thank you. Not old. Thank you, young lady. Terry. And you see frog teeth and of course, John. I thought Seesaw gave me something. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, yeah, she didn't. That was yesterday, I guess. Very nice, very nice. I have a bunch of these. You know what? I took screenshots. Might be better to do the screenshots. Yesterday's coffee from Cesar. Cesar or Cesar. What's up, Hake? Thanks for not strangling my point yesterday, 2 days ago, probably. Like you did on Friday, laughing with tears. Also, you know when Jesse says that whenever you hear the truth, it just makes sense or it clicks within a person sometimes? Yeah. It's kind of how I know that a lot of the Bible is true, because it just rings true. Or what JLP says is true. Or when Trump just tells the obvious truth, right? Versus when intellectuals talk. I was listening to this other guy who was bashing our future president, and it just didn't ring true. That's exactly what I felt when William number 7 said his interpretation of how the word became flesh. What do you think about that, Hake? I'll have to re-listen, man. I'll have to re-listen because you may be right, but I'd missed it. That was an awesome conversation with Anthony and William yesterday, meaning the other 2 days ago now? Or when was that? Be safe, everybody. Thanks, Hens. P.S. If you think Henry Ford was so critical, why didn't he criticize the blacks? Laughing face with tears and question mark. Maybe they weren't such a problem back then. I don't know. Funny. Popcorn. Okay, so Cesar. Popcorn says during your show yesterday, meaning 2 days ago, right? Man, terrible. A portion of your conversation with Haden centered around the interview Tucker did with Nick Fuentes. Tucker Nick. One of the points you made was there is an overreaction to it. People like Ted Cruz are calling Fuentes a little Nazi just because he doesn't believe the World War II narrative and agrees with Hitler, doesn't think the Holocaust happened. If you didn't think it happened, you should be relieved because he didn't want a Holocaust. You tried to make this point a while back during your interview with Vosh, and he rightfully, claims Popcorn, pushed back. When someone's a Holocaust denier, it's not because they relieve the idea that Jewish people weren't executed in mass. Denying that mass killings took place or being skeptical of the numbers is a separate thing entirely. How do you draw a conclusion that being a Holocaust denier actually means a person is happy that it didn't happen? Please answer. Well, Nick Fuentes is not a malicious person. Or is he? I don't know. I don't think of him as malicious, though. I don't hear malice usually in his voice. If I ever hear, like he said, he has, yeah, he just doesn't seem like a murderous person. Any more murderous than you or me, anyway. So, which we're not very murderous, except with the anger. You are a murderer. But I don't hear anger in him. So, Fuentes is a guy who's a fan of Stalin, an actual communist. And you go, how can you not like him? I do say, how can you not like Nick Fuentes? He's just a likable guy. He's funny, lighthearted, knowledgeable, real, meaning earnest. And so anyway, but someone who does or says something, and it doesn't see that he's a fan of Stalin who is an actual communist. You're putting things together that don't really follow. But someone who does or says something remotely left-leaning, and you go communist, socialist, Marxist, globalist. Tucker tried to soften some of Fuentes' views, claims popcorn, okay? That's what he claims, right? What do you mean he tried to soften Fuentes' views? What do you mean by that? I think the blowback he's getting is warranted. What do you mean? Ben Shapiro took him to task as well. That's the intellectual I was saying. He sounded so empty that it was AI sounding. It sounded like AI. A guy with the last name Fuentes, part Mexican. I think he's more Irish and Italian and then Mexican, but I don't know. Being the face of so-called white nationalism is laughable as well. He and his followers give incel vibes. I think he claims to be an incel. I don't know. I think he's a volcel, though, because he's Christian, you know? And I said, pardon my failure to get to this today. Yeah, so I think you're reading into what Tucker was doing. This is what people claim. Oh, Tucker tried to make his views softer than what they really are or something like that. I don't know, man. But that's that blind intellectualism where you're just a judgmental person and you hate, your hatred doesn't even, and your criticisms don't even make sense. So whatever. Chris bought a coffee. Hey, does Trump have the power to move the financial hub out of New York? I don't know, Chris. I feel like the financial hub kind of happened on its own. There may have been some involvement with the government or some type of different things. But anyway, that would be such a Trump move if Mamdani wins, which he did, so-called. He thinks he was won, but he really is losing. When you judge your success on the worldly things, you're losing. I don't know, Chris. I have no idea what powers Trump has. Chris bought a coffee. Are you out of your ever-flipping mind, Hake? Nick Fuentes is full of hate, a cancer to society. This is the first time I've disagreed with you, honestly. This is a complete turnoff. Have you ever heard this man speak? How could you say he's not hateful? He is nothing but hate. He's a weak little boy and would never spew his nonsense face to face with anyone. And I was sorry I didn't get to that yesterday, Chris. I don't see that. I don't see it. But you may be right, but I don't see it. He cusses, but cussing is not, it's just Zoomer. He's dismissive of people's dumb points. All right, he's dismissive of sometimes people's good points, I get. I don't know, I haven't really heard it. He blames Jews, but he has like criticism of the Jews. It's not like his followers are hateful. But everybody's followers are hateful. Heck, Jesus' followers are hateful. So-called. I don't think, when I hear him, and yes, I have, to answer your question, I have heard him speak. I say he's not hateful because the clips that, for example, Ben Shapiro played, and I've heard I've heard him at length sometimes, like after AFPAC 3. This is something went crazy after AFPAC 3. It was interesting to hear him. And just listening to the spirit of, rather than just the words. The words, many of them are true. Many of them I don't know whether they're true or not. But it's, I see him as he's kind of like a Trump, where just good-natured, real, and I don't see him as having fear. You're saying he has a weak little boy and would never spew his nonsense? Nonsense? Face-to-face with anyone? I don't know, Chris. But like I said, you may be right. Partly. But based on the vibes that I'm getting from this, you may be hating him, not him hating, you know? Because he says strong things, or he says derogatory things, or he says what you might seem like judgmental things. People think that Jesse's judgmental. He's not. Or they think Trump is judgmental, and he's not. Fuentes may or may not be judgmental. He is. I don't know. People think that Trump is full of ego, and he's not. It's projection. So you may be projecting, man. Anyway, we'll talk more, Chris. Thank you, sir. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Nick hating? All right. Anthony. In honor of Mamdani's victory over the next Gotham City, here's a traditional ruling used today by one of the 4 schools of Islamic jurisprudence. Source, Kitab al-Hadud, Book of Prescribed Punishments, Book 33, number 4450, narrated Abdullah ibn Abbas. There's no prescribed punishment for one who has intercourse with an animal, claims he. Keep your pets indoors, folks, and if you drive a Jaguar or Mustang, cover your exhaust pipes. Anyway, Hake, I honestly wish this hadith wasn't authentic, but it is. Is that why they call them goat things? So just because there's no prescribed punishment, the notion that there is no prescribed punishment just means that they don't know what to do with you. It seems like they would punish you, or they don't know what to do with you. It's like, what? I don't know, man. I'm defending the Muslims. Shout out. That's white guilt. No, I'm kidding. Cesar, Cesar, 3 coffees. Yikes, Anthony. Cesar, Cesar. Sup, Hake? I always thought Jack Parsons, the guy to invent the first rocket engine, while being heavily influenced by the occult magic and infamous Satanist. Cesar. Jack Parsons. Wishing everyone well today, and as always, cool today and always, cool sunglasses and celebration hands. Chat. Thank you, Cesar or Caesar. Man, oh man. Oh man. No, I don't have any thoughts on him. I don't know. I never heard of this. I'll have to look into it, I guess, or maybe if I care. He looks like an occult Satanist he looks like a grown version of Nick Fuentes. Now Nick is 27, okay, but he looks like actually he looks like a groiper. Jack Parsons. 1914 to 1952, gone too soon. Died in Pasadena. Where you at? Was rocket engineer, chemist, Thelemite occultist. Wow. JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, one of the principal founders, in Aerojet. Huh. Died at the tender age of 37. Had a couple of wives over time, one after the other. Stanford, USC, PCC, Pasadena City College, that's where I went. But I'm not into occult stuff, hidden knowledge mess. Huh. Look, he has the light. He's underlit, lit from beneath. Spooky. Thank you, Cesar or Caesar. Oh, you know what, guys? I got to end. I'll have to read you the rest of your super chats later, guys. Brandon in Kansas, Rick in Hampton, VA, and the rest of the supporters, all you guys, and callers, and William the Third. I'm way over time. I didn't even realize it, man. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. American Anchor Baby up next. The Punchy TV later. Take care.